Hi, everyone, and welcome to the WP Minute. I'm Eric Karkovac. Today's episode is all about teaching others to use WordPress. It includes a segment from my interview with Allie Nimmons, a LinkedIn learning instructor and WordPress coach. Allie provided some great tips for teaching clients how to use their website. Now, you can catch the entire episode over on our WP Minute Plus channel. Visit thewpminute.com for all the details. Teaching is one of those things that it comes with the territory, right? It's something that we do for our clients to help them learn how to, manage certain portions of their website. And it's a challenge because a lot of us are very technically minded. We speak in jargon. We don't always think about the person who is just being introduced to WordPress. What advice do you have for those of us in the industry who are, training others? What should we keep in mind when we're thinking about training?
I would say start keeping a list of all of the things that your clients ask you, that to you, you're like, well, obviously XYZ is the answer, right? Like if a client asks you, well, how come I have to put, if I want to blog, how come I have to publish those in the post section? Why can't I just post it as a page? We know the answer to that, but to someone just walking in, that's not necessarily intuitive, maybe.
Yeah.
So keep a log of all of those things, of all those questions that people ask you, because you'll start to identify patterns of, I want to say this really kindly, where WordPress is not as intuitive as it could be.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there are a lot of things about WordPress that are not as beginner friendly as they could be. And so identifying those things. So for example, one of the things I really like to do when I hand a site over is adjust the dashboard so that the client can log in. And if all they're doing with that site is blogging, really the only option they have is to go into posts, right? And if they need to go into the administrator account to do other things, they can do that, but they can have an account just to go ahead and post things. And they don't have that whole menu and all those other things to be there to overwhelm them. Because in my experience, even if I'm super gung-ho about training, I get a lot of clients who are like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to break it. I'm not a technical person. I'm
Yeah.
scared. And you have to eliminate that fear for them so that they will be open to being trained. Like you could be the best teacher in the world, but if the client does not believe that they can do it, they're not going to want to sit in a training session with you. They're not going to want to read through any documentation you give them. So yeah, I think my advice would be really pay attention to the questions that people are asking. Go on WordPress.tv and look through some of the talks that people have given that are very beginner level basic things. Because yeah, when you've been using WordPress for 15 years or however long it's been around, yeah, you take for granted the things that are now second nature to you. So you kind of have to unlearn a little bit and put
Yeah.
yourself in a beginner's perspective, and start with those foundational things. So starting with those foundational things and then making it more approachable of an experience for the client to actually participate in. Because it is really scary sometimes to log into a site and there's 85 million things that you can click on and you don't know which one you're supposed to click on. And you feel like if I click on the wrong thing, the whole site will break. You're not going to want to interact with it then. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I found that, just doing one-on-ones with clients, they tend to, they kind of get that aha moment after a little bit.
Hmm.
It just takes a little bit of time and patience, I think, to get them to see that you're not really going to break anything. You're going to be okay, and if you have questions, I think that's also an important thing, right? You just make sure that they know somebody's there to help them when they need it.
Yeah, exactly.
So have you noticed any certain patterns with users over the years? Like there's some things that nobody gets right away, or that they, that just the common struggles that you notice when working with beginners, or and I think we'll get to it in a little bit more experienced users even.
It's a good question. I think the thing that I've noticed a lot recently is if a client is trying to update something on the site, so if they're trying to add a new page or add new content, there's a real challenge in keeping things consistent.
Yeah.
So, if I've designed a site and I know that all of these certain types of headings are styled in this one way, they might go in and use a different type of heading that I wouldn't use for that section,
Yeah.
or they would use a different block. Like, in the block builder we have, or so I use Cadence a lot for a lot of my sites, and they have a text block, and there's also the native paragraph block.
Yes.
So they might not be sure which one they're supposed to use, and they might use the wrong one. So I think having them understand a sense of, not even understand, but having it be easy for them to accomplish a sense of consistency can be a challenge. And so then when they look at the front end of the site, it doesn't look the way that they want, or it doesn't look the way that they expect, and they don't know why. And I think that that goes into also just design practices of, maybe setting up templates or things like that to make sure things are easier. But it's, I think one of the challenges, particularly with page builders, even though I love page builders, is they kind of seem approachable at first glance. But if you're like, well, I can't figure out how to center this, or I can't figure out how to get this link to open in a new tab, and you're going through all of these different options, I think people tend to get lost in all of the options and all of the settings and all of the tabs and things like that.
Yeah.
Which again is, it's like WordPress's fault, but it's not WordPress's fault. There's just so much that this tool can do that at a certain point, I think it gets scary for people to look at, because they're overwhelmed with that choice. So yeah, I think the thing that I noticed the most that people struggle with is getting things updated in a way that requires like design. So like for somebody to just go ahead and write a blog post and publish it, that tends to be pretty easy. But if somebody wants to add a new section to a page, even if it's, to us, it's like, oh, it's just an image and a few lines of text. To them, that is insurmountable and doesn't come out the way that they liked or the way that they wanted, and they get frustrated. So yeah, I think being able to maintain that sense of visual consistency, which keeps the site looking good, is a challenge for a lot of people.